بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. Hello dear students of المناهج schools grade 12. Our English lesson today is going to be revision of units 3 and 4. We are going to revise the grammar and some of the vocabulary we had learned in these two units. If you remember, we had 3 topics in grammar. We are going to start, of course, with the grammar points. We had 3 topics in these 2 units, unit 3 and 4. Past tenses, comparatives, and questions and word questions. We are going to answer some exercises on page 53 in your student's book, which is examination practice. So let's start together. We had these grammar points in your units, unit 3 and 4. We are going to start with exercise A, which is about these points. Exercise A says choose the word or phrase that produces a grammatically correct sentence. Number 1. Was Lena still living in Vancouver when she... So you need to remember about the past tenses. Here it is about when. So here the word when is the key answer. You should remember that when has 2 sentences. One of them is the past progressive, which was living, and the other one usually it is past simple. So which one of these a form of past simple? It is when. So the answer is when. Okay? Why? Because it is after when. Number 2. The lesson already 15 minutes before we arrived. So we have 2 words. We are going to choose one of these answers. Okay. What is the key word here? If you notice, here we have the word before and a verb in the past simple. So like we have 2 actions. So one action happened before the other. Usually in this situation we use the past perfect, which is the past perfect here. So yeah, had begun. It is had begun. So the answer is C. Okay, number 3. Is it over as this in London? Is it ever as this in London? Yeah, if you here in the comparative, we have a certain form that we use as plus adjective plus as. So which here the suitable word which takes comparative, it is because we compare this and London. So is it ever as hot as this in London? So it is B the answer. Number 4. Will we have lunch today? Let's go to that place by the ocean that makes sushi. So here a word question. Which word? Will we have lunch today? Let's go to that place. So the answer says here about sushi. So you are asking like, from where should I choose? So when you want to choose, you should think about what. So 3 is the answer is where. Is it or which or when or what? According to your knowledge, it should be where, because you are going to a place. Here the word place, if you can see, so you choose where, because where asks about place, when asks about time, what asks about things, and which for choice. Because he has said let's go to that place, so where will we is the best answer. Okay? Number 5. We through the park when we hear the bomb explode. You should remember immediately when, because we talked about when in number 1. So here is the past simple. If you remember, in number 1 was living. So here, what is your choice? Should be in number 5. Yeah, it is past progressive, which is were walking. So remember, when 2 actions, one in the past simple and one in the past progressive. Number 6, his explanation about why he failed the exam is I have ever heard. So here it is comparative. In comparative we have, like comparison, we have comparative case and the superlative case. So here I have ever heard. So you heard a lot of things. So you choose one of a group. In this case, it is D, the answer. It is the superlative, the strangest. So the exam is the strangest. It is the first time I have this strange kind of exam I have ever heard. Okay, the answer is D. Number 7, it says, do you prefer the red or the blue sneakers? Here it is a question word. What do you choose? What asks about something or a reason. Who asks about people. Why asks about reason. Which asks about a choice. So here, what is the situation? What is the context? You ask about a situation which you choose. So the answer is which. Okay, because you ask or the red or the blue. So you want to choose. When you want to choose, or you ask with which. Okay, number 8. My friend was angry with me, but I forgave me when I hear some roses. My friend was angry with me, but forgave me when I, yeah, okay, here, number 8, what is your choice? Here is about grammar in the past tenses. So here there is was, forgave, all these are in the past simple, and after when usually the verb is in the past simple. It is a sequence of actions happening one after the other. So the best answer is B, which is gave in the past simple. So because here one key answer when, and actions gave me when I gave her some roses. Okay, so action when they happen one after another, we use past simples when we talk about past actions in a sequence of actions. Okay, number 9. Is it to go by train or by bus to the airport? So here, as if you are comparing by train, by bus. The meaning of cheap here, رخيص. But here we have the word cheaper, أرخص. The cheapest, الأرخص. The cheaper, this is wrong. We can't say the cheaper. As cheap, it is missing another word, as cheap as or something. So here the best answer, is it going? So what is your choice? It is comparative case. Cheaper. Is it cheaper to go by bus or by train? Okay, or by plane? When you ask to compare two things. So cheaper is the right answer. It is comparative. Number 10. This stylish mobile phone. Uncle Trevor, he always buys me gifts. So a question. If you can see, it's a question. So there is a question word. Here you have, it is in the subject. So which word asks about the subject? Of course, all of them starts with who. But here is Uncle Trevor. Uncle Trevor is the subject. So it should be without using a helping verb. In A, there is a helping verb. In C, of course, there is a helping verb. And D, it is. So A and D out of the question, because here the answer was the subject. When we ask the subject, for example, Ali wrote a letter. We say, who wrote a letter? Just delete the subject and choose the word, the question, which is who. And the answer, it is B. So again, please, you should go and check your answers on this page And here in this page you can go to page 53 and answer the questions and check your answer. Here are the answers we had already done together, and the unit, so that you can go to, and the subject or the topic that you need to read about why and that. In this case, I think you can understand better why do we use this. Always remember, there are certain words help you to understand why do we do that. Okay? So 1, it is past simple. You read in unit 3 like this. Number 2, the answer had begun. Unit 4, it is past perfect. Past perfect, if you remember, it is had plus the past participle of the verb, or had plus verb 3. Number 3, as hot. It is comparison in unit 3, this topic. Number 4, the answer was where. It is in unit 4 about questions. There is a paper, you can go to that page in your student's book. Number 5, we're walking. Unit 3 also past progressive. Past progressive, we form past progressive by using was or were, then a plus verb ing. That is the past progressive with certain words to use in. Number 6, the strangest. The answer was, and it is unit 3, the strangest, it is a comparison. You go to the unit 3 to read about comparison. Number 7, which, question word, it is unit 4, and it is questions, how you form questions. Number 8, gave, it is unit 3, it should be past simple, not past progressive. Past simple. Okay? And number 9, cheaper, which is comparison. In unit 3 you read about the subject. And number 10, it should be who gave you the question word. Okay, let's now move to the next, which is some vocabulary. You have learned them in unit 3 and unit 4. Okay, let's start together. Choose. Exercise B says, choose the word or phrase that most appropriately completes the sentence. Number 1, many countries in Europe are planning to smoking in all public places. So smoking, public places, الأماكن العامة, many countries in Europe, and maybe now it is all over the world. So which is the word we use? Charge, convict, ban, avoid. The best word here is ban. So the answer, it should be C. It is ban. Okay, number 2. To the burglary was questioned by the police. Burglary, سرقة, usually happens at night in the houses, and usually it is not armed robbery, like robbery. So here, hostage, the hostage means rahina, witness, shahid, murderer, al-qatil, hijacker is the al-khatif. So what is your choice? In number 2, the witness, the best word, because the other words, they don't fit. الشاهد to the burglary, الشاهد على السرقة. Okay, number 3, Abdullah showed me 3 t-shirts and told me to the one I liked best. So Abdullah, number 3, pick out, hold up, go through with, make off. So your choice, and told me to hold up the one I liked best. Okay, number 3 is hold up, or pick out, or go through with, or make off. Your answer should be, told me to pick out. Pick out means choose. Okay, so you choose the one you like. So the answer is A. Number 4, the criminal, al-mujrim, or al-mudan, the businessman, by threatening to harm his family. Threatening here means you haddid. So businessman by threatening to harm, يؤذي عائلته. So what is your answer? Kidnapped, blackmailed, shoplifted, robbed. So the criminal, you threaten to rob. No, you rob when you want to steal. You don't ask a permission to do that. But here there is a family. So there are two parties and of course the criminal. So the criminal خطف or ابتز or shoplifted, نشل or سرق بالقوة. The best word, it should be in number 4, it should be what? Blackmailed. Yes, it is the best answer. So blackmailed, ابتزه, by threatening to harm his family. Okay, blackmailed يبتز. Number 5, all the food was delicious and the dessert. The dessert, I think you know it, al-halwa. So yeah, all the food was delicious, and then you excluded something from all thing. So particularly it should be خصوصا, the dessert. Okay, it fits particularly, خصوصا. Number 6, Maria won the, and now a publisher, ناشر, is interested. It's about books, who publish books, is interested in publishing one of her short stories. So Maria won the race for sports, especially cars, other things like this. Match, مباراة, competition, مسابقة, game, لعبة. So the best answer should be C, competition, مسابقة. So Maria won the competition. Okay. Number 7, Bayan lost her with her young son because he kept nagging. Nagging, when you complain, تتذمر, تشكو her several times, her to buy him candy. So Bayan lost her. What do you lose with your son or with your friend? So you lose what in this case? In number 7, patience, الصبر, endurance, تحمل, strength, القوة, optimism, التفاؤل. Of course, you lose what? You lose your patience, الصبر. Okay, number 8, poverty, الفقر, or even boredom, الملل, can often lead people to a crime. Crime, جريمة. lead, يقود الناس لارتكاب جريمة. So which word? Serve, plead, break, commit. So the word commit a crime. يقترف أو يرتكب جريمة. Remember, commit a crime. Number 9, he took it for, if you remember this take, it was in unit 4. You take, it is one of the high frequency verbs. It is important verb, take, that I would help him with his project. So he took it for, number 9, granted. Okay, and that I would help him. When you are sure that, you just to ask because you are sure of something, that shows disrespect for people. You shouldn't take people for granted. So take for granted, it is one of the words you need to practice in your English. Number 10, although I live in a big city where there are lots of people, I often find myself feeling what? You live in a big city. So most of the people around the world, they like to go to the city. I often find myself feeling what? Even you are in a city, but you feel what? You feel only, single, unique, or lonely. It is lonely. Lonely means wahidan. Okay, that is the answer. If you have any question about this lesson, we can discuss it inshallah next week, because this lesson you're gonna watch on Thursday. So please don't hesitate to ask any question about, especially the grammar points. You have the periodic exam next week. So I hope from now you should take it seriously and do your best to achieve good marks. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. That's all I have for you today in our English lesson about revision of units 3 and 4, about grammar and some vocabulary. And you are welcome to ask about anything. As I said, don't hesitate through our official channel of المناهج schools and groups on WhatsApp. We all care about you. Thank you.